Hello everyone, I am Malaceo. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I am a Black woman who solo travels around the world until further notice, until I find a place to settle down at. So until then, I'm just going to be showing you guys exactly what I'm doing, give you sort of like a little glimpse into my life and what I'm doing, how I'm doing things, and hopefully you guys can join me on my journey. So I have a couple of things that I've done on this day in particular, and I had days like this where things just sort of fell into place, where, for example, I planned on going to the aquarium museum, and I didn't realize across the street is the cafe that's like the Nissan like car cafe, literally at the exit. So I ended up going in there, and then, you know, like I said, I do my walking and I go to like one of these parks that's downtown, and I was like, look at that. So most of my videos so far that I've been editing, because I like to work in bulk, I've noticed that a lot of the videos, like, I do need to talk a lot more and like talk over, because most of them are like pictures and photos. That's why I said at the beginning, I'm like, guys, just give me a chance to like understand and grasp like what I'm doing. And I know what I'm gonna do from now on is I'll probably talk at the beginning like I'm talking to you guys now, but I will probably be in between everything. If I'm recording, I'm talking to you. If I just seen something, I'll talk to you, because a lot of things, like, I'm not very good with names and stuff like that, just in general. So I'm like, what's the name of this? I can describe it to you. And I'm like, there's plenty of other people that's going to tell you the name, location, and price. But then I was in Tokyo for like 2 months altogether, and a lot of places closed that I've seen other people even show 6 months ago from when I was there. So, you know, and I was like, let me not do the budget content, let me not do this, blah blah blah, just talk about my experience and be a little bit more abstract, like, you know, how I feel, what I'm seeing, what is this area giving, what do they have in this area right now, how am I going to explain slow travel and how I live in my day-to-day life, and let me explain sabbaticals, because I didn't even know there was a such thing as a sabbatical, as in not working, taking off from work for a significant amount of time. There's other ladies in Exodus Summit that's taken like a year, 2 years off or whatever, and even with that, I realized that I probably have a problem, that because it was really hard for me I still filmed, so I was still working, but it was like, I just cannot stop working. So even with that, I'm like, I need to, in the next year or 2 years or whatever, I'm going to take a real sabbatical, at least for a month, take a real sabbatical and not do nothing. Okay, don't do nothing, don't film, don't do nothing. Okay, so mentally I need to get myself there. I think it's also, you know, a scarcity mindset that I have. There's still things that I have to work on, you know, as a person. So yeah, to be there, to be at peace, because what I'm thinking is either I'm going to go to like Sweden, Switzerland, or go back to Japan and be in Osaka, or be somewhere where there's like hot springs, onsen, and it's going to be during the fall time, because I want to have a good fall season, some good fall colors. Yeah, that's sounding good. Putting it out there. But yes, so thank you for watching me. Like, subscribe, please comment. I need to start saying at the beginning of my videos, please comment, like, subscribe, share. Let's get this ball rolling. Let's start talking. The more we start talking to each other, the more we can start building some type of community, okay? Something, you know. But yeah, so this is pretty much how my day went. And I'm just gonna tell you right here, right now, that a lot of these pictures and stuff, like, it doesn't give it justice. It doesn't do it justice. Like, how beautiful it is, like, even how good it smells in there. Like, it's not doing this place justice. My iPhone can only do so much, okay? But the fishies, I do like fishies. But it's like the artistry of it all. Like, it was the mood, the ambiance, the smell, the lighting, like the change of lighting, like everything. Like, even how they transition from one section to another. And you can tell, like I said, like, I feel like as a culture, they're very meticulous about detail and showcasing things and going back to the basics. And I think it's also, that's why I feel like there's so much like minimalism, because it's such a focus like on the basics and how important the basics are with like art and design in general. Like, they're very, very good with like overall design, like thinking everything through, being like super functional, hyper functional. Like, there's no other way for me to put it. Like, as a culture, like, you see it a lot, like I said, with their museums, like art museums, history museums, even like museums like this, stuff that's a little bit, you know, it's different. Like, it's between art and then aquarium, and even putting like cultural references and stuff like that into it, versus, you know, like they had like these big bowls and stuff, these ceramic bowls that were made, and, you know, culturally they're Japanese. And oh, there it goes. So yes, and it's like how they incorporate that into everything. And like, you just, there's a whole, for me, there's a whole appreciation for it, like just the minimalism of it all. But it gives you no choice but to sit there and to see it and witness it with all its simplicity and all the extra stuff, you know, stripped away. But I love the way that they did it, just like the layering and how they had like the sight lines of like inviting you in and to see certain angles, to take certain pictures. I know the people who had the good cameras, or I know they had to get some amazing shots. Like, this is what I could do. Okay, and you know, I'm learning, okay? I'm learning slowly but surely, you know. But yeah, just to be able to experience everything, and even hearing like the trickling of the water and stuff like that. And then they also had music. I was like, oh, this is cute. This is cute. But even like as a interior designer, I was like, there's certain ideas that I'm thinking about, and I'm like, okay, that will be really cute. That would be stinking cute for me to go and do something like that. So it's just like certain things that I'm just like, the inspiration is like flowing in. And like I said, I have so much stuff that I have to think about, that I have to get my mind through, so I don't so I don't put myself like in a mess when it comes to me actually 3D designing these spaces, and I'm just everywhere. Like, I need to set everything up. But, you know, I digress. So this is the exit, right? And I'm like, okay, what I'm gonna do? And I see, and obviously you can see like the pattern from the outside of the building, and I seen it like with my eyeballs. I'm like, look at that car in the window. So let me go. And I was like, oh, this is the place. So of course, I went in, obviously, you know, I'm recording, I'm looking at looking at the cars and stuff like that. So you go on the second level is where they actually have the place where you can drink coffee. And I was like, okay, I'm like, you know, just for the hell of it, let me go and order some things. Let me get like the little, they are so niche, and they will print a little picture out for you and all of the things. And girl, I was excited about it, like, to say the least, because at the end of the day, how often are you going to get a chance to like see certain things like this? Like, that's what I'm saying, like, things are just like so niche. And I've heard that they had like a Porsche one and like all the other ones and stuff like that, and I'm just like, girl, there's only so many coffees and cafes that I can go to each and every day. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, by the time I came back to Tokyo from Osaka, I was tired, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. I was just tired. The girl was over it, okay? I'm like, I'm not. I was like, I don't have it in me anymore to do all the extra exploring, you guys. I don't. So, you know, Like I will show like all this other stuff that they have, all the trinkets, all the things, and you know, show the latte art, girl. Cause listen, I ain't doing no more. I was like, after that, I was like, let me go and walk and see what else I can find, see what else is out here in the world, and I'm gonna take my ass home because it's like it's so much. So I did So after I left, I did walk past the theater. Once again, happenstake. So I'm like, okay, girl, like the architecture is architecting. Like it's giving, I was like, it's so fucking beautiful. And it's like, it's so big and massive. Like it's hard to take a picture, at least with my phone. And I was like, I want to try my best to get like a full picture of it. So I had to like go to the other side of the street, wait, and all this other stuff. And I was like, I need to practice like getting on a like higher level or try to get something with like a different lens and stuff like that. But that'll come sooner, sooner rather than later. Because like I said, I want to be able to have the vision, on understand in real life where to be and how to take these pictures before I actually take them. So here we are. And like I said, girl, like I need the nature. I explained this in my other videos. Like I need the nature in my life. So this one, it wasn't that much, but I think it was like maybe 20 yen to get into the park essentially. But yeah. So I'm at a park or whatever, just sort of like perusing around and looking around. But I think personally it's a really good way, and it's also something that I'm doing, is incorporating like nature and then also like architecture, modern architecture, like the two different contrasts between nature and like man-made, because you do have, you know, the buildings and stuff, and you do have like a really good contrast between the two. You just got to be very specific. And like what is something that I'm personally doing is looking into sight lines and things that would make something a really nice picture, a really nice photo. So there's something to think about. And that is it for today's video. Once again, I am Malaceo. Please like, subscribe, share if you care. Also leave a comment down below if you have any questions, if you wanted me to make a video on a more specific topic. Pretty much when I could just sit and talk to you guys. Maybe I might go and hop on and do a live and things like that, depending on how many people want to talk about it. But I'm just leaving it open for you guys, okay? So once again, please like, subscribe, share, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Again, my schedule's messed up. Not tomorrow. I will see you guys next week. Oh my God. Hello, welcome to my channel. channel. I am Malaceo. I am a slow traveling Black woman expat, and pretty much I just let you guys in on my weekly day-to-day life, on what I do, what I experience through my travels. So pretty much I'm going from country to country for a couple of months, or almost until my visa runs out, to pretty much try to get a little glimpse of like the local lifestyle, also to sort of figure out where I want to stay at, essentially, or where I want to settle down. That's what I'm doing for the next couple of years, until maybe something changes or it doesn't. I don't know. I'm just living life. I'm just here, you know. But today I pretty much ended up going, there's a whole story, okay? So the symbol Promenade Park in Tokyo, it's a little bit on like the, I won't say the outskirts, but it's pretty much like surrounded by water, and it's like where they have the Gundam statue. While they also have their TV, the Tokyo TV place where they have like the big sphere, pretty much, where they do a bunch of their broadcasting and stuff like that for all of Japan. But yes, it's like a whole freaking like park area. They also have like other little things to do, but the main reason I even got there, I wanted to ride the water ferry. So it's a water ferry that went down the river, and I will see it like almost every day when I'm walking from my hotel. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take that to see just where it goes, because I didn't really know where it went or where it stopped at. Like, I had an inkling, but I was like, what are all of the things that happens at this park? Because I know they said there was like a water park there, like not necessarily like a theme park, but it was like the Tokyo like dome, all this other stuff. Like, it was just and it's not that far from Disneyland, or I think SeaWorld, or both. But it's like all this area that is pretty much made for a bunch of people to like flock there for just overall events and stuff like that. But it's in the confines of the city, but it's not like downtown Tokyo and stuff like that. So they sort of got it separated off to the side, and you know, you can get there by train. They do have some buses, but I felt like it was a little bit stressful for me to like try to get from bus to train that's going across, and it wasn't the same type of train that was going across. So I'm like, I'm just gonna take the water ferry and I'll figure out how to leave, even if I have to take a taxi, whatever. So that's pretty much what I did for my entire day. So I'm not saying for people who are doing like just a regular vacation to do what I do. By any means, don't do it, because I had 90 days of just frolicking. So just to let y'all know, like, don't do that. Like, plan everything as much as you can, but if you ever slow travel like I do, you know, I'm not telling you what to do, I'm just telling you what I do. So there's that, and we're going to go on this little adventure. I'm going to show you guys the river. I'm going to show you guys the views. I'm going to pretty much show you guys like what I did. Like, it was more of a sightseeing type of day for the most part, because I just didn't know what I was getting myself into, essentially. So yes. So I got my ticket, and I'm getting ready to go on this river cruise type of situation. It's not the one that I wanted, but hey, it is what it is. So I'm ready. I feel like my face is a little bit, I don't know, I might be dehydrated. I'm pretty sure I'm dehydrated, but yes. Leaving here. So cool. 船内を走り回ったり、乗務デッキで飛び跳ねたりするととても危険ですので、保護者の方はご注意くださいますようご協力をお願いします。
Tokyo Immersive Cruise Line. Please be reminded that smoking is strictly prohibited while on the boat.
I don't even know where I'm going.
In case
I'm
of
not gonna lie.
emergency,
I don't know where I
please
am
use the
going.
life
We're about to see
jacket placed
though.
under your
Because
seat
from what
and
it looks like,
follow
we're
the
going in
cruise
the opposite
instructions.
direction of where I thought we were going,
Also,
girl.
if you are traveling with small children, please keep a close eye on them and make sure they don't run around the boat, as it could be very dangerous.
So obviously, as you can see, we're up top. So this is actually a beautiful day. It's like nice, cool, breezy. Oh yeah, and look. You see it? Maybe not. So we went to go, I guess, pick up the second group of people, and now we're actually going the way that I thought we were going. So that's good news. So we'll see what today brings. So, of course, when we're pulling in and things like that, I start to have like this, sort of like this like revelation of, even when I seen in Vietnam, like how they sort of just build like an area for you to go to. Like there are places like that in the States and stuff like that, but it's more like an afterthought versus places like this park is like, you know you're going to get a big influx of people. You know that you're going to get like all these things that's happening. Like, okay, so we can take, I guess, like Georgia, for example. Like, you know, you have Six Flags. You know, they have a Six Flags and White Water, but why not have, you know, all the other things out there? Like, try to push everything, you know, where it's not necessarily that there's a whole bunch of stuff.
The end of the escalator is approaching.
Like,
Please watch your step.
Games, television events, all types of stuff. People going to the water park. Have it to a point where it's like it's in the city, but it's not in the bed of the city, like in the middle of the city. Like, I just think that it's just like it's just like certain things, like just the flow and how wide and how big everything is for people to walk across. And you go to the mall, you can see the Gundam statue, you can see like the Fuji television place. Like, it is crazy how many people that was there even earlier in the day versus like how many people can actually like get around in certain places and like before. And it's like I said, it's like an afterthought. So it's like, how am I supposed to, it's like they planned like this park in this area. It's like they already planned in advance for like the worst case scenario, the most people that could possibly be here. Let's plan for that, and then everything else will take care of itself, because we already considered the worst case or the most highest population possible. So that's just something that I was seeing and I was taking note of. But also, it's just like, this building is like really, really, really cool. Like, just to like walk in it and be in it, like it gives like retro, like Japanese vibes, in my opinion. Like, it definitely does. Like, even being inside of it, and just like all the boxes, and like I was going to go up to like the observatory sphere, but I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm not gonna, yeah. Kind of like, let me just keep on walking and perusing and stuff like that, and work on taking my pictures, which I did. But as you can see, I was like going everywhere, and even to go and like see the Gundam statue and everything else, I'm like, it was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool experience, like to see the different offices, to see the planes, especially the planes felt like they were real close, like not too close, but they felt like they was pretty close. So there's just like other things like that I'm like, this is a place to go to just sit there and like watch people or see people move about, especially when they're having because it was still a bit chilly, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't even wearing shorts and stuff like that, so it was still pretty chilly. But you can sort of tell that I think almost the people that work with so, you know, there's other things like out there and I'm doing this every day, I'm okay. I'm okay. So yes, it was a nice little experience. The food was good. I did end up going to like a Chinese restaurant. I do like Chinese food, I'm not gonna lie. All of the dumplings, I have not crossed a Chinese dumpling that I did not like. Okay, so I'm just saying, I got this like all this, you know, Japanese this, Japanese that, which is cool, it's cool. But you know, sometimes I like a little break. So either I'll have a Shake Shack, or I have food from like another culture, like either like Indian food or Chinese food. For the most part, like I'll switch it all. I didn't really see too many Thai or Vietnamese places there. So, I mean, there's that. But just to give myself a little bit of a break. As you can see, I decided to take a ferry back home, so I don't have to necessarily walk. Like I have an injury on the bottom of my foot, so I'm not trying to, you know, extend myself too much. And apparently I come here tomorrow anyway, so most likely I'll probably be getting on this ferry again tomorrow. It's just easy and the leisure, and like I like it. It's, especially where I stay at right now, it's easy to get to this and this other side of Tokyo. It's much easier and much more relaxing. But yeah, that's good enough for me. So thank you guys for watching. Once again, I am Malaceo. Please like, subscribe, and share my video. And if you have anything that you want to say or ask me, you can please put it down in the comments. It would be greatly appreciated. And I will see you guys next week. to my channel. I am a slow traveling expat, and I'm pretty much traveling around the world until I figure out where I want to settle down at. So join me, and we're going to talk today about what I did. For the most part, I ended up going to teamLab's Borderless. So cool. This video, I'm not going to be necessarily talking through it a lot because there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of visuals for the most part. But yeah, I think it's going to be very self-explanatory. This was one of the most interactive, fun experiences that I have done in a long time. And I'll just go over like the gist of everything else and how I was, I guess, influenced, impacted, how they got their creative juices flowing, and also challenges like how light, touch, smell, how your other senses work when you interact with like certain things, and how you perceive light in all of the things. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and I did remember this time, like, subscribe, and share. All right. Like, I love it. I have to keep on looking ahead because I might walk into a mirror, but this is like full of wonder, and it smells so good in here, I swear to God. So this part was a bummer. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be able to see some stuff, and then it was closed. So wasn't able to do that, but I did take some pictures. This area is not completely done being built from what I could see. So there was obviously like places that was open for the most part, but I was like, let me just walk around per usual and let me take some pictures and let me be able to, you know, or get ready to skedaddle on home, because I spent a long time like at that museum. Like I was there for a good like 4-5 hours. So I was definitely hungry after that, and I definitely had like some some more Chinese food. I don't know why I was like on such a Chinese food fix. Like I don't know what it was, but yes. Spicy rice. I don't know. This is some type of liquor. Some type of, it's like this plum smoky whiskey wine tasting drink. It's Chinese and it's super good. So that's the end of the video for this week. But if you have any questions, anything you want me to make a video about, even if it's from my hair, just other things that you have questions about, either I'll answer you directly or I will make a whole video about it, depending on how significant it is and how many people have questions. You know, it depends. But like, subscribe, share if you care, and I will see you guys next week. Hello everyone, I am Malaceo. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're pretty much going to go over my trip from Tokyo to Osaka, okay? I was in Tokyo for a full month, and I'm pretty much going to Osaka to just sort of hang out and mostly go to the World Expo. I did not think that I was gonna like Osaka as much as I did. Like I felt like just this wave of just more of a just like a comfort, you know. I felt like all that busyness and bustlingness, and like I felt like it was just so much in Tokyo. And I understand, far as I remember, it's the most populated city in the world. Yes, but there's literally people everywhere at all times, and it gets overwhelming. And even if you live there, you would definitely spend a good amount of time maybe inside to, you know, potentially get a break from it, because it's a line everywhere you go. You're practically rushed. You know, especially considering places like Osaka itself, or even other countries. Like so far I've been to like Vietnam, I've been here, you know, in Bangkok, and you don't necessarily get that rushing as much as you would in Tokyo, because there's so many people that needs to be serviced, and there's always a line of people waiting. So you're getting in and eating, and not even at like the smaller restaurants or the smaller bars. It's like actual, you know, like larger, medium, large establishments. So, you know, just put that out there. Like if you're okay with it, then you're okay with it. But for me, and like I said, slow traveling, and I'm in a sabbatical, I just wanted to just enjoy experiences and just, you know, take it in. So there is, you know, those things. But being in Osaka, I felt like everything was, you know, put my tie up here and so formal, and people were more relaxed with like what they was wearing, and like some more color, more individuality, and there was a lot more casualness to the city overall. They have a lot to do. Like, don't even get me wrong, like they have a lot of things to do, but then on top of that, they did host, this is the city that hosts the World Expo, so there's also something to take into account. Like, I would like to believe that it's going to change the city forever, so I can't even give you guys a proper opinion on Osaka before the World Expo. So, you know, I'm just being as honest and as transparent as I can, and also giving you the different variables of, you know, when I was actually there. So those are some things that I wanted to put out. But I was like in, you know, like a smaller, much smaller like hotel. It wasn't a pod hotel, but still it was like not too far away from like the area where the tower is at, the observatory in a center. So that wasn't like too bad, but I believe because it was the World Expo and so many people from like all over the world was there, there was just like a little bit more of like the bustling and stuff like that. And then like they you know what, I'm gonna have like I'm gonna call it Japan After Dark or Tokyo After Dark, and I'm gonna talk about some more of these things just in general. So I'm just gonna leave it there, okay? So pretty much, one more thing. When y'all go to, I didn't really like catch a train like that. When I took the bus, because I wanted like a slow, like I just wanted to see things as much as possible. I took the bus, and tell me why that thing was like, what, 8 stories down, like in the basement, like the place where they pick you up at was like 8 stories down, like in the station. Like it took me forever to find it, because it is my fault. For me, it took me forever to find it, because I'm like, they can't be all the way down here. They can't be all the way down here. I'm looking at the signs and I'm like, there's no way that these buses are all the way down here in the basement, like all the way downstairs. I'm like, they gotta be like upstairs or whatever. No, girl, no. They make it happen. Like, then I said how efficient they are, like as a culture. Like this, you know how meticulous, even if you didn't build the station to accompany like buses and stuff, it's just the ingenuity of like all of the things. And it's just like this constant, like I'm talking about 15 minutes, like I'm probably there 30 minutes before the bus actually takes off, because like I got there even earlier than that, but I was like, I need to know where it's at. So I use the bathroom, get coffee, like get a snack and stuff, because it's going to be like a 7-hour drive between Tokyo and Osaka. So it's giving like a good amount of like, the like full day, but it's working out for me because we're leaving at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and we'll get there like midday or whatever, and my hotel was letting us check in at like 4 o'clock, so at least I had some time or whatever. And they got there early to Osaka, just to put that out there. We got there early, but still I'm like, dog, this is crazy for them to be like in the basement the way that they was in the basement, and for us to be like me watching. And I'm talking about 5 minutes early, leaving on the dot, 5 minutes early, leaving on the dot, 5 minutes early, leaving on the dot. Some of them maybe 10 minutes. I think it really depend on, I guess, how many people was getting on the bus. But when I say they was on it, So just to let you know, it's way cheap to take the bus. It's easy to take the bus, but do not take for granted. Like, read those signs and just do what the signs tell you. Okay? Don't try to go like, oh, but that don't do it. Save yourself 45 minutes, okay? Take it from me, girl. Take it from me. And I call everybody girl, okay? So don't give me that. That's just how I talk. So as you see,
音が鳴らないようマナーモードと設定いただき、通話はご遠慮ください。 イヤホン、ヘッドホン等をご利用のお客様も音漏れしないよう音量調節をお願いいたします。また、車内でお話しされる際も
Girl, you're gonna have to excuse me. I was so tired this day. Of course, I got my nails painted yellow. I got them painted yellow again. And this is like, what, 3 months difference or whatever. I love yellow. It's always my go-to. I was tired. I probably had not even 2 hours worth of sleep. And I was already sweating, running around, looking for where the bus was, because I was so scared. I'm like, what if it's like in a whole nother building? So yes, try your best to like keep tabs on what you're doing, but this is like a rainy day. It's a perfect day to like just sit there and just watch things as like they go by. I was giddy, I'm not gonna lie. Even though I was dead tired, I pretty much stayed up the entire ride. Because it was just like the curiosity was curiosity for me, because I had like these little like hotels or these like little niche places and stuff, and I'm like, what is this? What is this? What is this? What is that? So, you know, I feel like even with all of that, I was like, let me just stay awake. And just to see the mountains, dog, I can only imagine what it looks like during the fall season. I can only imagine. It is so beautiful and luscious and green. I'm like, like I said, this is things that I'm learning about myself, and I believe, you know, I took it for granted, but like, yes, I have to. Apparently I am a nature girly. I might not like to be in nature like that, but I like to be amongst nature in a controlled environment. So I'm in between. That's the best way I can put it. But it's just like, you see how whimsical that looks. Like like even the smell of the air out there, because we had a couple of stops where they stopped at a gas station. Well, it was like a gas station, but it was like a pickup, like a bus station type of situation. But it was like America's version of like Buc-ee's, but Japanese. And it wasn't nearly as big, but it was a place for buses to park, essentially. So yeah. I make it to Osaka, and you know, my first I would say 48 hours. I'm not going to even say 24 hours, because as soon as I got home or I checked into my hotel and stuff, it was like midday and I was dead tired. So I'm, you know, going around the city area, and this area actually wasn't too far away from where I actually lived. So it probably took me like 3 minutes. Yeah, 3 minutes, 5 minutes at the most to walk to this area. So I was like in the thick of it. So yay me, even though I didn't do that much research at all, it worked out pretty well. I'm not gonna lie. The ancestors are like, yes girl, let me guide you, let me guide you. I'm like, yes, drive the boat. So and I did drink there too, and there is throughout Japan, I'm assuming, but definitely Tokyo and definitely Osaka, they be drinking for real. So I had my curry was banging. It was so good. And like, this is like the medium size. The large, girl, the large is huge, and this was not that expensive. Of course, I'm over here digging in, and girl, when I get hungry, I don't think about it. I just eat. And then I tried this spicy hot mango drink. So it was very funky. I don't know if he was a manager of the place, but it was like some guy that like walked up to me that like obviously worked there, and he was like, do you like that? And I'm like, it's interesting, it's sweet, it tastes like mango, and it's spicy. Like, it's a spice that sort of hits you in the back of your throat. And even though it's saying like jalapeno, you would think the jalapeno would be more like in your mouth. But like drinking it, it's like, it's hot. It like, it's It's so weird. It's so weird. And I'm like, I think it wasn't nasty because you could feel the heat. You couldn't like taste the heat. You could feel it. And it wasn't like a jalapeno taste or like a sriracha taste. You taste the mango, you taste the frappuccino, you taste the sweetness, but you feel the heat. Felt like I was sinning. It was so weird. Just like the first time I ever tried cold noodles, and I was just ordering shit for the hell of it. I was just ordering stuff. So I didn't think twice about it. And when I like put it in my mouth or whatever, I'm like, oh, this is cold. And I'm like, it felt like a sin, but those noodles were good. So it was more like, if I'm wrong, I don't want to be right. So yeah, that's the end of my first day. Bunch of travel, nothing crazy, nothing hassling or whatever. Really cool, really chill day for the most part. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask, write them down in the comments. If you want me to make a video on a particular subject, just let me know. And like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you guys next week.